You were all on the beach where your boat was stranded after the terrible crash some hours ago. Under the night, you hear the weird noises in the jungle, and when you were investigating, something took a girl that Simon had rescued from the sea. This young girl, only 13 years old, had lost both her legs in the plane crash. Something had dragged the girl over the beach and into the jungle, and Simon ran into the jungle to find her, followed by Amber and Wendy. But instead of finding the girl alone, he found a predator, a big cat that were choking the girl with her neck between its teeth. Scared, Simon went back to the beach to avoid the creature, avoid getting hurt. And he and others instead made a camp and fell to sleep. But the next morning, when they woke up, Amber found some fingers and a bit of the girl's scalp with hair on, left on the beach for all of you, like a present. Wendy and Simon were shocked, and Amber were the only one with control over her senses. Then they all heard the screams for help and crying from the depths of the jungle. It seemed that the girl were alive, and you had left her there with this creature, this monster, this beast that had took her. So, Amber, you're standing there at the beach, hearing the screams from the girl echoing from the jungle. It seems that you are away into the jungle, maybe more of a distance than yesterday. But she's still alive, and she's crying for you to help her.
I clutch the club that I have in my hand that I found on the beach the day before, and I just mouth to myself, she's still alive. She's still alive. And I look at the other two, Simon and Wendy, both whom have completely frozen up. She's still alive. Well, what are we gonna do?
Wendy and Simon, when you hear the screams from the girl, it's like something is just getting hold of you, like this coldness you can't really shake off, the feeling of helplessness. You feel really scared, maybe more scared than you ever have been before. Amber's voice seems to be distant. You're totally focused on the jungle, and whatever hides in there. Amber, you probably need to do something more to kind of get them out of this, to release them again.
I look between them. Wendy? Simon? And I go up to Simon, and I grab him by the shoulders, and I look into his eyes. Come back, Simon. Come on. You gotta help me. We gotta help her. At least it's daytime now. I'm sure if we all went together, we can help her. Come on, snap out of it. And I try to influence other to get him back.
Yeah. Roll with charisma.
That's 8, and I have charisma +3, so I roll 11 all in all.
You get to choose one. You can give him +1 to his next roll, or you can give him a -1 to his stability if he doesn't do as you want.
I'll do the +1 then.
Simon, you hear the desperation in Amber's voice as he shakes you. What do you do?
I keep staring into the jungle, but it's clear that I'm more present than before. And I grab a hold of Amber's shoulders to get her from stop shaking me. And I say, it's like the jungle is alive, isn't it? I think it's watching us.
And as she says that, does Wendy come back as well, or is she just standing there as well?
Yeah, Wendy. You are free from the terror.
Well, I suppose I am, but I just can't stop staring. The fingers especially. The way they just almost look as if they were just detached, don't they? Moments ago. So strange. And the worst thing is that I feel like I should feel more. I don't, though. Not how I think I should. I sort of blink and just sort of stare at Amber.
Who would do this? I mean, who would... An animal? Would an animal do this? To cut it off? What did you see, Simon?
Nothing. I didn't see anything.
I mean, what was it that took her? Was it a cat?
It was big, and there was fur and fangs, and I think there was claws as well. I'm not sure. But I don't understand this. I was awake the entire night. The entire night. How did it end up on the beach? So close to us without me noticing this.
It's possible, Simon, that you let your guard down just for a moment. You were very tired.
Maybe it was already there when it took her?
Amber and Wendy, are someone of you going to read Simon? Read if he tried to hide anything from you?
Yeah. Was he actually... I'm trying to figure out if maybe he fell asleep. Maybe he wasn't actually keeping guard. Can I trust this guy? I don't know.
He said to you that she was dead.
He did. He did say that.
You can roll with intuition.
To read a person. I roll 15 and I have +2, so 17.
Yeah. You may ask 2 questions. And you have 5 questions to choose from. You may ask 1 question now. And the other ones you need to talk with Simon a bit before you can ask. You can also wait a little bit before you ask it. But you need to ask the 2 questions under this conversation, or you will lose them. We can also mention the questions. The questions you can ask are you lying? Simon will need to tell you directly if the last thing he said was a lie. How do you feel right now? What are you about to do? Not tomorrow, but in this moment. What do you wish I would do? And how could I get you to? And you can choose yourself what you want him let you do. So you can ask any questions you want, and for easiness, you can hold up a finger to show Simon when you're asking these questions, because these questions, you read them. You don't know you have read them, but you will still get the information.
Okay. Okay, so do you want me to ask one question first?
You can do it now, or you can save it for later. You can also steer the conversation until a point where a question is logical to ask.
Okay. Simon, listen to me. What exactly was it that you saw? I mean, when you came running back at us, what had you seen just before that?
There was like a clearing in the forest. Well, not much of as a proper big clearing, but a little less vegetation. And the girl was lying on her back, and this monstrous shadow was looming over her, biting her, tearing at her throat. She was trying to say something, but it kind of, the sound just died out, and she fell silent, and the monster turned and basically just looked at me, and I panicked. I ran.
And you mean that she was alive when you left?
I guess, I'm not sure. I mean, the way he was tearing at her, she probably couldn't have been alive, I think.
How do you feel right now?
I'm scared shitless. I don't know what to do. I really want to get some kind of control in this situation, and it feels like I'm totally spiraling. Everything, my whole world is ripping apart at the seams.
Yeah, I understand, man. And I look at him and I see that he's actually quite good looking. He looks strong and tanned. He's looks like a really healthy guy. Probably quite capable out here as well. He tried to sort some things out yesterday, but he was also kind of panicked. But I say, okay, I get it. We're all here, and it's all shit. But we kind of have to look after each other, and I really need to get home. I really want to find my friend again, and I really need to see my family again. How could I get you to look after me?
Trust me, I'll do anything I can to make sure you get back safely to your home and your family, and just stay close and try to work together, I guess. That's the least I can ask or hope for. I just want... Just... I don't know. Trust me.
Okay.
And I will do my best.
I trust you, Simon. I trust you. And I give you a hug.
I kind of freeze up a little bit at first, but then I do the kind of awkward big brother hug at first, and then I kind of relax. Yeah.
What kind of hug is this, Amber? Are you trying to do something to Simon? Get under his skin? Or is this just a comforting hug to kind of relieve him of the...
At first, I hold on to him like a normal hug, but then, as he freezes up, I kind of hold on a little extra. And I know that a guy usually, if he finds girls attractive, would be a little bit affected by this. And I push myself a little against him.
While this is happening, I frown ever so slightly. It's gone very quickly, though.
Wendy, you can still hear the poor girls' screams. The thing is, Wendy, she are constantly screaming for you guys. It almost feels like a trap. But you can't really understand how a fucking cat could make a girl do its biddings.
And this, of course, is not a cat. I clear my throat quite loudly at this point as you two are in an embrace, and I come forward. So, what are we gonna do, guys? Sounds like you think she's in trouble, but Simon, think about it. You said she looked dead. She's screaming. She's been screaming this entire time. You know, some animals can mimic the sounds of people. I saw that on National Geographic once. I admit this is quite an extreme example, but, well, honey, we're in a bit of an extreme situation, aren't we?
I let go of Simon and I look at her in between them.
There were lights at further into the island, wasn't there? Up towards the mountains. Yes, last night when we got here.
I think that was out on the sea, but there were some kind of drums up there, or somewhere in there.
No, actually, Wendy and Simon, you two did see lights up in the mountains. Amber was too occupied with her own grief to notice, but you two, you actually notice a light.
I think maybe we should try to find the source of the light, and I guess we should keep an eye out for the girl as well. But oh, fuck.
Wait, are you saying we just... What are we doing? Are we gonna go after the girl, or are we gonna go up into the mountains?
I'm thinking maybe we could do both, in a way. Let's work our way towards the lights and try to keep an eye out for the girl as well during the way. Oh, shit, my phone! I got a freaking text message yesterday.
You got a text message yesterday?
Yes, and I start looking through my clothes and everything to find my phone.
You know, Simon, that would have been something nice to know, dear.
We've kind of been preoccupied, haven't we? With other things.
Calm down, Simon. It's not gonna help.
Sorry, that's true. Sorry.
And I kind of take on this young girl trying to act mature kind of stance.
Yeah, no, that's true. Sorry. I'm gonna keep it together. Sorry, Wendy. Of course, but we have been a bit preoccupied. The phone wasn't the first thing on my mind when we, woke up to this. You know.
It's at this point that I just idly check my own phone. It was not working before, but it's now dried out, hopefully. What's the status?
You take up the phone from your suit and press the on button on the side of the iPhone. The screen starts to shimmer with the light. But it seems that it breaks off halfway, so it just shuts off again.
I let out a quiet huff and just looked to Simon.
I did try to tell them to send help and to try to get a signal to any kind of emergency service, whatever it is out here. I have no idea, but I couldn't get any signal through, but I did get text messages.
So, are you showing them the phone, or?
Yeah, if it turns on.
Yeah.
I will.
Your phone works fine.
Are there any bars showing in the display window or this?
I think you have maybe 75% left of your battery. And it hasn't been affected at all by the swimming and everything yesterday.
You got a text message?
Yeah, but I couldn't call. I tried calling, but I got a text message.
Well, there's sure to be civilization here then. I mean, we did hear all the drums yesterday. I'm sure there was a club, and you saw lights. Maybe it's some sort of resort, some kind of holiday resort.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's safe to go into the jungle, and I just hear the screams going on.
I frown a little, mulling things over. It's going to be a terrible idea to go in. I look up and smile at Simon a little, trying to be reassuring. Well, Simon, if you think it's a good idea to go, then I guess... Should we go now? We haven't had anything to eat. Maybe we should have some water, some food, and head in a little, but I'm sure you agree it's not wise to go too far in. We could get lost.
To be honest, Wendy, the last couple of months of my life has been one series of very non-wise decisions, and I wouldn't say I'm in any authority to make this decision either, so...
Well, shit. Maybe we can just bring some stuff, as much as we can, and we can walk along the beach and not get into the jungle. I'm feeling Wendy's hesitation about going towards this. Girl screams.
Oh, I don't think we should do that, honey. I really don't. And I kind of have to hide a bit of a smile as Simon admits that he's the sort of person who makes bad decisions, because I've been thinking that. But I hide it and simply say, and Simon, I think you're being too hard on yourself, honey. You've been very resourceful so far. We've all got our skills, after all, haven't we? I at this point have turned very fully away from the scene on the beach. I've not been paying any attention to it now, and I kind of try and lead everyone else away from it, sort of lifting my hands and sort of trying to move us along a little. Let's go back to the camp for now. Let's have something to eat and think a little calmer, yes? I'm sure that'll make everything much better.
Yeah, and I start going towards just going down there, and my intention is to eat something. I still think it might be better to go along the beach than go inside the jungle.
That sounds like a good idea, Amber. Maybe that's a good start. Simon, we've had this discussion already, dear. Think logically. If the girl, at this stage, missing both her legs, maybe missing other things, if we even could help her, it's gonna be, an hour dragging her back? She's a child. I think you've done all you can, Simon. It's okay to let go. It's okay.
She's gonna die. She's gonna die anyway. She's gonna get infected or something, the legs going off and everything, so she's dead. I'm sorry.
It sounds like Wendy is trying to influence Simon with help of Amber.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can all roll. And Simon, if you want to resist, you can roll to interfere. You do it with charisma.
5, even with being helped. I think that's only going to be a 6.
I roll a 16.
Yeah. And Simon, at this level, when they aren't going to succeed, you do as you want yourself. You can listen to her if you want to, but when you look at Wendy, when she are trying to convince you, you can see an hidden, almost hidden, glarefulness to her eyes, like she is secretly enjoying this.
And with the memory of last night's, well, intuition about her in the jungle, I will take everything she says with a bit of, under careful consideration. But there still is some sense in it, I think.
I want to ask you, Simon, how do you feel about the girl? You rescued her out of the water, then you left her to the beast to torture her, and now we're going to leave her again, lying there in pain, to die, all alone?
No, I can't. That's true. I had so much depending on her. She was my focus to keep it together at the moment. Damn. But then again, Amber needs me. She needs me to stay strong and get her back. So how about you? Maybe you could stay here and just let me scout a bit into the jungle, and when I get back we can continue along the beach. You can scrounge up whatever we can carry while I'm away, and I'll bring the flare gun as a means of protection, if that's okay. Or would you rather me leaving it here with you?
No, you make a good point, Simon. You're a good negotiator. I think you're right. You go and scout. I'm sure it'll make you feel better. We'll stay here. I'll try and neaten up the camp or something, and yes, you can take the flare gun with you.
Good. Just see what you can... See if you can make some kind of backpacks or anything for us to carry these things. But I think we should eat and drink before we do anything else.
Of course.
I'm actually quite hungry.
Yeah, you are kind of starving. You didn't eat yesterday. You need to eat 2 rations to get even, so to say.
I glare at Wendy and look at Amber, and actually I just eat 1 ration.
Okay.
I also eat a ration. I sort of sit away for a moment. I find a little twig on the ground, which I just take in my hands and snap. And then I smile.
Are you okay? Is that okay with you?
Yeah. It sounds good.
I'll be right back, okay?
Just be careful, okay? Yeah, and I set myself next to Wendy and eat and drink a bit of water.
Simon, since you haven't eaten enough, you have to lower your stability 1 step. You don't feel so good anymore.
Nope.
You're kind of distressed. Well, not so weird maybe, if you take in the circumstances.
Yeah. I need to put this whole girl in the forest thing into some kind of end if I want to be able to focus again. So this is my attempt at regaining balance.
Yeah. With the flare gun end your club, you start walking into the dense jungle. You don't have any shoes. You lost them when the plane crashed. So you have to step carefully over the stones and branches to not hurt yourself. There are like bushes and vegetation everywhere. You have to use the stick to just take away things so you can see what you are stepping on. In a jungle like this, spiders or snakes could probably be here. Or those kind of big centipedes that you have seen on documentaries, like big like an arm crawling under the mass of vegetation. You can focus your walk at the sounds from the girl, the screams. Use them as a source of navigation. You notice how fast the sound of the sea disappears when you walk into the trees. The light from the sun, the warmth, disappears also when you come into the shadow under the jungle trees. You can hear movements in the trees and around you, but you can't really see any animals.
When I get to the edge of the forest and step in, I actually remove my bandana.
Yeah.
And I rip it into small strips, and I will mark my way with the even intervals when I venture into the forest, just to be sure that I will find the way back to the beach.
Have you borrowed the knife from Wendy also?
No, I'll just rip it to pieces.
Yeah.
Try not to use too many, but I want to be able, because I'm guessing the vegetation is fairly dense here. I want to be able to find my way back to the girls, women.
When you walked maybe 200 meters into the jungle, you see something laying almost hidden by the undervegetation. A leg, a bare leg cut off right under the knee. It seemed to have marks on it from a cat's paw, claw marks. It seems to lie there totally still. Pale. Something is crawling over the skin, maybe some kind of bug. You can't see her face, it's hidden under the vegetation. But you can still hear the screams further away into the jungle.
I carefully step closer and try to use the club to lift up the vegetation a bit, to see if I can find any, well, if there's more to it.
Yeah. You push the branches away to reveal the girl's face. Her eyes are staring up in the sky. Her mouth is open. She have bite marks over her neck. She seems very, very dead and still. It looks like she has been laying there for hours. But you can also see she misses some fingers on her right arm. And you can also see that something have been clawing off pieces of her skull. The same pieces you found on the beach.
I look towards the sound of the girl screaming.
Yeah, it seems closer now. Simon! Simon! Help! Help me!
I look at the girl on the ground.
It's not her. But it sounds like her.
Oh, no. I take aim for the strips of bandana and rush back to the beach.
Yeah. Are you running?
Yeah, I am.
Yeah.
Yeah. Guess we'll have to roll reflexes? Or...
No, you should act under pressure, so roll with coolness.
Ah.
The pressure here is that something happens. It's a dense jungle. Many things can go wrong when you run barefoot in a dense jungle. In panic.
It does indeed. I roll a 6.
You're running as fast as you can. You have the flare in one hand, the club in the other. The flare gun is loaded. You can see the beach when your right foot suddenly gets caught by something, a vine or something, and you lose your balance. You fall hard on the ground. So the air is smashed out of you, and as you fall, you incidentally press the trigger of the flare gun. The flare is flying away with a whistling sound out from the jungle, out on the beach. Wendy and Amber, you're packing up the things at the camp when you suddenly hear the whistling sound of something approaching fast. What do you do?
I look around to see what it is.
It comes from the jungle. It's something getting close, fast, nearing you. A red light. You don't know what fuck it is, but it seems to be right on the way at you.
I throw myself on the ground.
Step out of the way, if I can.
Yeah, you should both avoid harm.
It's 10 plus 2, 12.
Amber, as you dives into the sand, you get out of the most of the explosion of the flare that kind of detonates right in the camp. You can roll an endure injury with only 1 harm, so -1 on the roll, and you also add your fortitude to roll.
I rolled a 10.
Yeah. It's the same for you, Wendy. You also roll for endure injury with -1 plus your fortitude.
And I roll 18 plus 1, so 19.
Yeah. Even if the fire from the flare is hitting you, you only get like small burn marks and nothing serious. You can like roll away in the sand and you seem to be okay. You have this ringing sound in your ears because of the loud bang from the detonation, and you kind of disoriented when you're trying to get up again. Wendy.
I rolled a 15.
Yeah, the same for you. You're both getting out of the danger by a thread, so it was so close that you got hurt here.
Yes, I sort of just stagger back. I didn't roll or fall down like Amber did, but I'm momentarily stunned, I admit it. It takes me a few seconds to even think. Was that the flare gun?
Simon, what the fuck? Are you trying to kill us?
Simon.
Shout out.
Simon comes running out on the beach from the jungle with this panic on his face.
Falling, stumbling, probably out of the jungle. There's something there. There's something. We gotta get out of here.
I step.
What the fuck? What happened?
I step over to Simon, and for a moment, I just sound a little less calm than I've been. Simon, calm down, honey. You're not making any sense.
No. She was lying on the ground. She was dead. Carrie was lying on the ground, and she was dead. And something was using her voice coming towards me, and I ran, and they were after me, and Carrie was dead. She was on the ground.
Carrie?
Sorry, the girl was dead.
Can I attempt to read a person?
Absolutely, Wendy. Also, Amber, you can see that the flare have caused that the boat, the plastic, have started to burn. There's a fire in the boat, and you have all your things like packed just there near the boat that are get pretty fast taking fire now, like plastic does when it.
Fuck! And I go and I try to throw the stuff out of there.
Yeah, absolutely. You act under pressure, and Wendy, you can roll for your.
I rolled an 11 minus 1, which would be 10.
So you have one question to Simon. Use it wisely. He said Carrie.
I'm looking at him very intently. I have to fight back a little urge to slap him in the face because he's acting mad. It's not helpful. I look and I see, and I'm just thinking, if only he'd done what I said. I knew he should have done what I said. This is what happens when they don't. But I sort of smile, and I go over and go, Simon, darling, look at me. Focus. And as I'm looking at him, I just wonder, what would he wish I would do now?
Run.
Amber, how did it go for you? To save your things.
Acting under pressure is one of the things that I'm the worst at. Whenever stress comes and I get completely forced to do something that I don't get time to think about or anything, I panic very quickly. So I have a -2 normally in coolness. But I rolled 18, so that still brings me to 16. And I hurriedly start... And that gives you reason to... Speaking quickly as at the same time, because I'm still upset about what just happened, I start to throw myself and just tear anything out, like food, water bottles that might be melting, and everything that I see there, stuff from the first aid box, just getting it out of there.
Yeah.
That gives you reason to start shooting flares at us?
You're so fast, Amber, that nothing gets lost. It's only the boat that is kind of turning into melted plastic, but everything else is saved.
And I look like at the pile of stuff that I've thrown out of the boat, and I look back at the boat, and I'm almost surprised to see that there's nothing left in it that I'm supposed to have taken out. And I just kick, the burning wreckage of it. Shit! Why do you shoot the flare gun at us?
I didn't. I fell and it went off. It's not like a proper gun with a safety or something. It's a flare gun. You're supposed to shoot it.
Simon, there's no point in getting angry. As I say this, I sort of twitch my left hand just a little. Now, just calm down. Now, Amber, well done. That's a good girl. See, you did the right thing. Now, maybe, I was right, yes? Sounds to me that all you did, bless you, going in, is get yourself confused, get yourself scared. You found her dead. I think maybe you couldn't deal with it, okay? So let's just...
But she was still calling for me. She was using my name. She was pleading for me to help her.
How did she know your name?
I don't know. And that's what freaked the fuck out of me, and that is why I ran.
I'm going over to him, and I'm trying to just wrestle the flare gun from his hand. If he still holds it, that is.
Probably, but not in a very tight grip. You could easily grab it from me.
I take like the gun and the club like in my hands, and then I start wrapping up all the stuff that we have on the beach, and I try to give as much of it as possible to Simon, because maybe that's at least something he can do, carry stuff.
I adjust my suit jacket, sort of feel myself for a moment. I just double check I've still got my sleeping pills in my left pocket, although I didn't need them last night, which is small mercies. I take out a bit of mouse spray and sort of spray my mouth to give myself a bit of freshness, and I say, Simon, honey darling, now, take a breath. I know you want us to run, but look, I point at the jungle. Nothing's coming, is it? And can I even still hear that screaming now? Has it stopped?
Yeah, actually, after the detonation and everything, you haven't heard the girl. You probably didn't notice it until now when you start screaming at each other and it calmed down, but no, it's only the jungle and the sea, but no girl.
There's nowhere to run, Simon. Even if we did run where? Into the sea? Let's be calm. I think you've had a bit of a scare, and that's fine, it's natural. Just calm down. Isn't that right, Amber?
Yeah. Just take this, and I push over the bundle of water and food rations at him, and let's start moving along the beach.
Wendy, I am pretty confident I saw what I saw, and I heard what I heard. And the girl was dead, and there was something using her voice coming towards me. I would be awfully surprised if you'd be able to keep it together in that situation.
Well, maybe you're right. I'm not exactly a backpacker like you, dear. But I'm trying, at least, to keep a positive outlook on a bad situation.
Yeah, you're doing a better job than I am. Sorry.
It's fine, I'm... just life experience, honey. I'm sure I'd probably not be like this if I was still young and stupid, like... I sort of stop there. Anyway, let's do what Amber says. Let's go along the beach. Try and get some bearings. Maybe see what we can see. We're moving away from, hopefully, this lair of this creature. I acknowledge that I think there's something in there. Some sort of wild beast. I'm with you on that, okay? So, let's stick together and see what we can see. Maybe we can find something. What else are we going to do for the rest of the day? There's not much, is there?
So in which direction do you walk? Up the beach? Nearer the mountains? The mountains is still on the center of the island, so you would need to cross the jungle to reach them, but... Or do you walk down the beach, away from the mountains? The same way the boat headed? Whatever it was that you saw out in the sea last night.
I think I'd be for trying to move the direction we saw those lights. Maybe we're lucky and there's a shipping lane nearby. Maybe another boat will come. It's worth a shot going more inland. We don't know what we'll find. Probably end up in some mountains or a ditch.
We did see lights. That way.
Yeah, you did.
In the mountains. And if there was a boat at sea, it could be anywhere.
I sort of take a moment to rub the bridge of my nose. I think to myself, Simon, you always have to have an answer, don't you, dear? And I smile and look at Amber. What do you think, Amber, dear? Seems like we're slightly divided.
If you guys saw lights at the mountains yesterday, I think we should go up the beach and see if we can get to a place that's closer to them.
All right then. Inwards we go.
If we don't find anything, we'll try the other way. It's not like we have any better options.
I take out my little makeup kit that seems to have somehow survived. I look into the mirror. I freshen myself up a little.
Mm-hmm.
For some reason, it just seems instinctual to do. And I look at Simon and I say, "All right, honey, you're the tracker. Lead on. By the way, shouldn't you do something about that feet situation of yours? Maybe you can use some of the tape to, I don't know, get some leaves, make something."
I thought about it when heading into the forest. I think actually I'm just gonna tape my feet up a bit. That will be better than nothing, I guess. And I start wrapping my feet a bit with the tape.
With duct tape?
Yeah, with the duct tape.
I just look on as he does this, standing barefoot myself in the sand, and I'm just shaking my head.
When I'm done, I offer it to Amber, and I look at Wendy if does she still have shoes on, and are they reasonable shoes?
They would have been sort of smart dress shoes. I assume I still have them, but they might perhaps not be the best for long-term trekking. What can I do with them? I look at them. Maybe if I cut off the heel, they'll be a little bit better.
Yeah, you have the knife, you can do that. Also, as long as you are on the beach, the sand is warm and really, really fine powdered, not this kind of beach with stones and things in it. Only the driftwood, but those are bigger branches.
I look down the beach and I think to myself that this could be a really nice place, actually, like one of those dream places that is like completely untouched and people would pay so much to go to. Probably people are already going here. Maybe there's some sort of like luxury resort up there towards the mountains. Maybe people are even coming in by like helicopter, and there are like pools and buildings and stuff, and it's really nice. And maybe if we just get that way, it's gonna be fine.
I think to myself how sad it is that they're doing what they do. They won't listen to me.
You can also see that in both directions, the beach transforms into cliffs. So it will get stonier, like maybe 500 meters up the beach or 500 meters down the beach.
Well, I prepare my shoes and I get ready to move, saying, "Well, Simon, you lead the way. We'll follow."
To cut off the heels of shoes is kind of hard work. They are made to last, so you have to take a stone or something and like put the heels on a stone and then try to hack off the heels by having the knife in the middle and then banging on it with stone.
It does take some effort, doesn't it? But it's funny because I just kind of really put effort in, don't I? A good striking effort with my hand makes me feel a bit better, actually.
Simon, you're taping your dirty feet, and you feel as soon as the tape got rolled around your feet, they get really, really hot immediately. There's no ventilation at all, so it feels like having the feet kind of enclosed in rubber. I guess it is, so...
Yeah, but it'll have to make do, because I'm afraid I'll cut my feet to pieces if we head into the... well, up towards the cliffs or into the jungle again.
Yeah, if you only had some pieces left of that rubber boat. Now just a pile of melted plastic, but before you could have cut out and made some shoes of it.
It was my plan when I got back, after realizing that my shoes were gone, but now the boat is probably just melted heap of plastic. I actually look at it and I turn to Amber, and I just reach out and like touch her elbow lightly and say, "That was really good work with the boat, Amber. You really saved us there, I think. And I'm sorry for screwing that up."
It's fine. I get it. We're like... it's like we're in this beautiful place and we're just stranded here, and I'm thinking of my friends, and I mean, I even miss my boyfriend. I don't know. It's like all is screwed up, and I don't know. I don't care. We got some stuff. We'll be fine. We'll just make it up there, and then there'll be people there, and they'll help us get back, okay? And I'm sure that the people in the airplane, most of them were saved too. I mean, at least, yeah.
We'll be drinking cold mojitos.
Yeah.
In.
You know, it's gonna be fine. And I put my hands on his shoulder, and I kind of rub my thumbs a bit on his sides here, and I look into his eyes, and I try to seduce him.
Yeah, roll for that. Simon, you look into the eyes, those beautiful eyes of Amber. She's really, really pretty. One of the prettiest girl you probably have met.
I roll 15.
Yeah. So that means you now have, is it 3 holes you can use on Simon. Amber can anytime she wants make you feel bad for opposing her. You will then have to keep it together because of the doubt and everything you feel for opposing that beautiful girl. She can also make you feel happy in her presence. You just by giving you a nice gaze or maybe a hug or whatever she's offering, she will raise your stability 2 steps.
And I will do that now.
Wow. So you can raise your stability. Okay, guys, I want to know who is going to take what equipment, because you don't have a backpack. It's a lot of things, and you don't have the best clothing for wearing these things either. So I need to know who is taking what and how are you going to take it.
I turn to Wendy. I kind of scratch my beard a bit. Well, not beard, but stubble. And I look a bit embarrassed when I say, Wendy, there's not a chance you could maybe part with that suit jacket of yours? I'm thinking maybe we can make a makeshift backpack or something.
Well, it is getting a little hot, and maybe we do need something to carry things with. So I suppose, dear, maybe that's a good idea. See, using your grey matter. It's good, isn't it? Alright then, I suppose it is hot. So I will take off my suit jacket, quickly empty out the things. I make sure the knife stays on my person. There's a little... I actually wear the sort of suit trousers that would have a pocket in. But I do give the jacket over.
Yeah. Hey Simon, so you have the box left. This kind of light plastic box, and then you have the suit jacket. You have the duct tape and rope and the knife. If Wendy...
And maybe a few strips of my bandana left.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I'm actually gonna use my advantage here as an inventor and make sure we can carry as much as possible with a makeshift backpack.
Absolutely. So I would say either you can choose to use the box to make like a harder backpack, or you can use the suit to make a smaller, softer backpack. by like making a sack of it and using rope and things. It's up to you. You could make 2 backpacks if you want.
Yeah, I'm thinking that I make a bigger one with a box for me to carry,
Yeah.
and maybe make a smaller one for either of the women to carry.
Okay, let's start with your backpack then.
I'll just make the roll. Let's see, and I have an advantage on that.
Yeah, you have inventor and you're gonna roll with reason to see how successful your construction is. So
Come on, 14.
14. That means your construction has some minor flaws. So you can choose one option and you can choose between durable. That means this construction can be used multiple times and won't break so easily. You can choose that it's effective. Then it will give you +1 on rolls when that seems intended. Or you can choose that it's protective. It gives you +1 armor. Maybe if someone attacks you or something, you have the backpack on your back, you can have it.
I'm gonna choose durable.
That sounds like a good choice. Okay, so now you have a durable, hard box backpack with ropes. And then you need to do the second one, smaller one.
And another 14.
What are you choosing for option?
I think I'm actually going for protective. As I'm thinking this is a more snugly fitted construction.
Yeah.
That might be a bit snug against the body and with padding in it. So, yeah. I'm going for protective.
Okay. So whoever is wearing the protective backpack will get +1 armor, which will add to any roll for endure injury. But it's not so durable, so it may break if someone is attacking it.
I hold it out towards the ladies, but a bit further towards Amber. Not that it looks obvious, but still.
I think that's pretty cool. That he was able to make those. Yeah, just like that. That was pretty cool. I don't know. I'm standing there like in my favorite dress, sort of. Minimalist dress. And, yeah. I can take that, I guess. And I look down and I see like there's one little strap of bandana left that I'll pick up and like put it around my head and like feel like a proper survivor. It's very important to look something like some one of those like those survival shows and stuff.
Yeah. Okay, so then you're gonna need to pack things in your new backpacks also. Who will take what?
How about I start with the things I want to keep in my backpack, and you will tell me when it fills up.
Yeah, okay.
I will take the food rations.
Yeah.
And the bulk of the water that's left. Not all of them, though. Unless you want to keep it all together for, easier to keep track of.
We can make 2 if you want to.
I can take a bit of water then, and
I'm basically just thinking that they should have 2 bottles each, 2 water bottles each, maybe.
Yeah. Well, we can just say they have 2 bottles each. Okay. I don't know where Wendy's going to keep the bottles because she only have her pants now and like.
My shirt? Well, I can keep 1 bottle of water on my person.
The other could go in the amber backpack or whatever you want to call it.
Yes, I don't seem too bothered letting these guys do all the carrying. I mean, they're younger than me.
I'll put the rope in my backpack as well.
Yeah.
And probably the first aid kit, yeah.
Yeah.
And the rest, I guess I could take the duct tape unless I hold it out to you guys. Do you need this or should I grab it?
Simon seems pretty handy with it.
well, you keep that, I guess. I don't know. I'll just take what you can't have in your own.
Yeah. I finish it off by sticking the club like behind so it sticks up a bit.
Yeah.
And maybe you guys can carry the rest. It's just basically the flashlight and the flare gun, so, and some water.
Yeah, I'll carry a bit of water in my backpack then, and I'll take the flare gun in there as well, and I'll just shoulder it, and I just breathe in a bit of the air here, and I think that I feel kind of actually better than I felt last night or last day, because the hangover, I guess, is kind of leaving me, and I've eaten whatever that paste is, and I've had some water, and it's sunny, and it's kind of nice. So, everything is shit, and my body still hurts from all that happened, but somehow it feels like, yeah, I can probably do this, you know?
I just smile and let Simon do all this tinkering. It's all very impressive, but I'm just picking up a twig and snapping it again. Snapping it again.
You're packed and ready to go. You guys walk up the beach towards the mountains, and you first reach this cliffy region where the beach breaks off into two cliffs, pretty steep cliffs down into the sea. And then you can see on the other side a new beach, almost like the one you were at. And you can also see at this beach there are cliffs like 200 meters away. So you have continuing, just walking up the cliffs, down on the beach, following the beach line with the jungle on your side. And it's maybe I guess maybe someone of you have a clock on you, like Wendy at least. Maybe Simon too, like this kind of fancy diver's clock or something. So you can see that it's around 5 in the afternoon when you reach your 5th beach. And Amber, your feet is pretty sore now by just walking up on the cliffs. It's rocks, so even if you don't cut them, you can still feel like they are sore, and you're probably gonna get blisters and things in the evening. On this 5th beach, you can see something that looks like a boat. A yellow boat like the one you had yourself. This one is not Melton. It's someone have dragged it up on the beach, and you can see near the boat is a body of a man.
You have listened to a special episode of Red Moon Roleplaying, where we played the adventure The Island of the Dead for KULT Divinity Lost. KULT is published by Helmgast. The music is from the official KULT soundtrack, featuring Atrium Carceri, Mechanoreceptor, Mind Divided, Warfield, Howler, Second Escape, Michael Eidhall, Precision Field, Zvaga, Occult Cow Demise, Pandora's Black Book, and Tantric Ape, and is used with permission from Helmgast. Finally, a big thank you to all of our Patreon backers. Creating all this content would not be possible without your generous support on Patreon. You give us so much energy, help us cover our costs, and open up time to record and edit. From the bottom of our hearts, thank you. And remember, death is only the beginning.